If you've ever walked into a casino or tried an online slot game, you've probably wondered, how do slot machines actually work? Today, we're breaking it all down in a simple way, so by the end, you'll understand exactly how slot machines tick. No tech degree needed. Picture a slot machine. You press a button, and the reels spin, showing cherries, sevens, or maybe some fancy-themed symbols like pirates or gems. When they stop, you either win something or you don't. It feels like magic, but it's really a mix of clever tech and math. At the heart of every slot machine, whether it's a physical one in Vegas or an online game on your phone, is something called a random number generator, or RNG for short. This is the brain of the machine, and it's what decides if you win or lose. Think of it like a super fast digital dice roller, constantly spitting out random numbers, even when nobody's playing. Every time you hit that spin button, the RNG picks a number that determines which symbols land on the reels. It's not about luck in the mystical sense. It's about those numbers being totally random, which makes every spin unpredictable. So, does this mean every spin has an equal chance of hitting the jackpot? Not quite. Here's where the math gets interesting. Slot machines are designed with something called a payout percentage, or RTP, which stands for return to player. This is the average amount of money the machine pays back to players over a long time. For example, if a slot has a 95% RTP, it means that for every $100 you bet, you're likely to get back about $95 on average. The other $5 is the house edge, which is how casinos make money. But here's the catch. That's an average over millions of spins. You might win big on one spin or lose a bunch in a row. It's all random, but the machine is programmed to hit that percentage in the long run. Online slots often have RTPs between 94% and 98%, while physical casino slots might be a bit lower, around 90% to 95%, depending on the game and location. Now, you might be thinking, okay, random numbers sound fair, but how do they turn into cherries or jackpots? Great question. The RNG is hooked up to the game's software, which maps those numbers to specific outcomes. Imagine a giant virtual wheel with thousands of slots, each tied to a combination of symbols, like 3 cherries, 2 bells, and a wild, or that elusive jackpot combo. When the RNG picks a number, it lands on one of those slots, and the reels show the matching symbols. This all happens in a split second, so it feels like the reels are physically spinning and landing by chance, but it's all digital wizardry. In older mechanical slot machines, actual spinning reels and gears did the work, but modern slots, both in casinos and online, are all computer-based, using screens to mimic those classic spinning reels. Another key piece is the pay table, which tells you what each symbol combo is worth. You've probably seen those charts on the machine. 3 cherries might pay 10 coins, 3 sevens might pay 50, and 3 jackpot symbols could pay thousands. The pay table is set by the game's designers, and it's tied to the RNG's odds. Rarer combos, like hitting 3 jackpot symbols, are less likely to come up because the RNG assigns fewer numbers to them. This is why jackpots feel so hard to hit. They're supposed to be. Some machines also have bonus features, like free spins or minigames, which the RNG can trigger based on certain number combos. These add excitement, but don't change the core randomness. Now, let's talk about something you've probably wondered. Are slot machines rigged? In a legit casino or online platform, the answer is no, but there's a nuance. The randomness of the RNG is tightly regulated in most countries. Gaming commissions, like those in Nevada or the UK, test machines to make sure the RNG is truly random and the RTP matches what's advertised. Online slots use the same tech, and reputable sites are audited by third parties like ECOGRA to ensure fairness. But rigged doesn't mean cheating. It means the odds are always in the casino's favor, thanks to that house edge. You can win big, but over time, the math ensures the casino comes out ahead. Sketchy sites or unregulated machines, that's another story. Stick to licensed platforms to stay safe. What about strategies? You've probably heard tips like bet max to win big, or play at certain times. Here's the truth. Because of the RNG, there's no way to predict or influence the outcome of a spin. Betting max might qualify you for bigger jackpots on some machines, check the pay table, but it doesn't increase your odds of winning. Playing at a certain time or after a losing streak doesn't help either. The RNG doesn't care about history. Your best bet is to pick a machine with a high RTP, set a budget, and treat it like entertainment, not a get-rich plan. Progressive slots, where the jackpot grows with each bet across multiple machines, can be tempting, but their RTP is often lower, and the jackpot odds are tiny, like winning a lottery. One cool thing about 2025 is how slots are evolving. Online slots now have wild themes, think virtual reality or games tied to movies, and some even use AI to personalize the experience, like suggesting games based on your playstyle. But the core mechanics, RNG, RTP, Paytable, stay the same. So whether you're spinning in a casino or on your phone, you're playing a game of chance driven by random numbers designed to be fun, but tilted slightly toward the house. If you found this helpful, give it a like, drop a comment, and watch our gambling playlist.